Thank you all for joining us today as we introduce the next head coach of our men's basketball team here at UWF. This is an exciting time for UWF and Argo athletics as we continue to build on the success of our student athletes and look ahead to the future of Argo basketball. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our athletic director, Dave Scott.
What a great couple weeks to be at the University of West Florida as we continue to have exciting moments every week. And today's another great day. Just weeks ago, we captured a conference championship, and our student athletes performed in a great manner and represented the university in a very well, representing us winning that conference championship and going on to the NCAA playoffs. It just represented what we could do here at the University of West Florida with men's basketball. As many of you know, we recently experienced a leadership transition within the program. Those decisions are never easy. And we made those with careful consideration and the best interest of our student athletes and university in mind. As we look at the future of the program, we wanted a leader who could build on that championship foundation, support our student athletes, and continue to move this program forward in a positive direction, and we found that in Tanner Smith. Coach Smith brings a strong background in Division I basketball, having played at Clemson and coached at Appalachian State University recently. He has a reputation for developing players and a leadership style that prioritizes relationships, accountability, and growth. This is a program with momentum, and our goal is to sustain that momentum with the right leadership in place. We are confident that Coach Smith is the right fit for our future, and he will build champions for life. At this time, I want to bring up President Diaz, who has been leading us into the future with great growth and momentum. President Diaz.
We're keeping Dave busy. What an incredible day again here at the University of West Florida. So great to see all of you here, and so great to see all the energy. Great to have our basketball players here. What a fantastic finish to the season, conference championship. And we, like Dave said, we want to continue this momentum. After last week, we said we weren't done yet. And as you can see, we're here today. Thanks to all of our coaches to be here in support. This is an incredible time, incredible momentum for our athletic department and our university as a whole. Today represents another step forward. We celebrated a championship season. We've announced our transition to Division I. And today we are welcoming a new leader for our men's basketball program. Moments like this reflect who we are becoming as an institution, a university that is growing, evolving, and competing at the highest level, academically and athletically. Coach Tanner Smith is someone who understands the importance of developing young men, fostering a strong team culture, and representing this university with Argo pride. He brings experience, energy, and a clear vision for what this program can achieve. Athletics plays an important role in the life of UWF, bringing people together, building pride, and creating memorable experience on our campus and community. Men's basketball is a very important part of that story. We are confident that in the direction of this program, and we are excited to see what the future holds under Coach Smith's leadership. It is my pleasure to introduce the next head coach of our men's basketball team, Coach Tanner Smith.
It's not many, you don't get many chances to be the first. And that's what I'm most excited about here today. You don't get many chances to be the first Division I head coach somewhere. You don't get the chance to be the first Division I head coach to win an ASUN championship. And you don't get the first chance to be Division I head coach to get to the NCAA tournament. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to lead this program. First couple of thank yous, obviously, President Diaz, your vision for this university, your vision for the men's basketball program and where this place can go is really special, and very appreciative of you for this opportunity. And then Director of Athletics, Dave Scott, again, thank you for your alignment, your belief in me, your belief in the vision of what we have. and your leadership as we make this transition. Just really excited. So thank you both. I don't take this lightly. You're entrusting me with a program. You're entrusting me with pushing this place into a direction that it hasn't been before. And we will work every day to get this thing where it needs to be. So we're very excited about that. Couple recognitions. First, the whole athletic administration. For all of you here, ones that aren't, just really appreciative of the amount of time and effort and energy you've given to my family and I. It has felt like home since the second we walked on campus, and that is not normal everywhere. That is abnormal. So thank you so much. To the fellow coaches that are here, really excited to support you. Really excited to be a part of your journey. My door is always open. I'm always here to help. Just know that when you come and ask for help, I got 2 kids that also need help. So when you come and ask for help, I'm going to have some things in return. So just know that. So my door is always open, though. I also want to thank the previous coaches that I've worked for. I was a GA under Rick Ray. I was an operations guy under Mark Price. I was an operations guy under Ben Howland. And then I got my first assistant coaching job actually in the A-Sun at Kennesaw State with the late Amir Abdul-Rahim. That is somebody that has been very special to me because he gave me a chance. Obviously, a couple years ago he passed away, and we miss him dearly. But the way that he led and the way that he ran a program, the way that he changed the culture, and the way that he pushed his athletes to success is something that I hold dear and will do in my program as well. I got to work for Kyle Keller out in Texas. Just very appreciative of him, of taking a chance on my wife and I out of an area. We'd never been to deep East Texas, and we got to call it home. And for him to call us out there and to win a championship with him was something really special. And then finally, Dustin Kearns. We had a chance. We were building a family. He gave us a chance to come back closer to home, to make me an associate head coach, and we had the best year ever in App State history. We won 27 games. We beat Auburn at our place. We had a record attendance number. We were 15-0 at home. We've had the most successful stretch in App State history, which has been really special. So extremely appreciative to him as well. And then my fellow staff members, guys that I've worked with. I'm not going to name everybody because then somebody's going to text me later. And right now I've got like 350 text messages. So somebody's going to be mad at me. So just know that people that I have worked with, fellow staff members, I have been very grateful to work with you, alongside you. As a student of the game, as a student of people, I've learned something from each and every one of you, and I'm extremely grateful for that. To the former players, you are the bedrock of our program, and you will always be welcome back here. I think that's really important to how we're going to build this program. It is not only where we've been and where we're going, all right? It's obviously about the current players, but we want to welcome every former player back. We want this to be a place where you can call home. You can always feel a part of the program. Me and my staff will be reaching out to you, but we would love for you to always come back, share your knowledge with our current players and your experience. That's very important to us. And then to our current players. First of all, congratulations on an unbelievable year last season. All right, everybody, that was... We've talked about it before. Winning championships is not easy, okay? It's never going to be easy. And so understand that what you guys did is abnormal, again. So as we go into this transition, all right, and we build this culture and this identity here, and we make West Florida a national brand, all right, understand that you are always going to be told the truth, okay? We talked about this yesterday. You will always be told the truth from me. I have 2 boys, and I told you one day, if they're playing a sport, it might not be basketball, all right, but if they're playing a sport or they're around men that are influencing their lives, I pray that they have men that always tell them the truth. So you have that from me. I will always tell you the truth, okay? You will always get my best every day, all right? When I walk through those doors, you will always get my best, all right? You will be my first priority, all right? Your health, your well-being, who you are as people, that will be my #1 priority. So understand as we build this thing and you have a chance to be the first, as we talked about being the first to win the championship here in the Division I era, it will be something special. So really excited to get to work with you guys. And then to high school coaches, AAU coaches in the area, in the region, in the state, our doors are always open, all right? You're always welcome. We'll be in your gym. We would love for you to be in ours, all right? As we recruit the area, we recruit the state, we recruit the region, it's always going to be about relationships. So you'll see us in your gym and understand that we expect you to be in ours. We'd love to have you here, all right? And then to the student body in the city of Pensacola, all right? We want to make the field house the toughest place to play in the ASUN, all right? We don't want anybody coming to Pensacola and enjoying their trip here. I hate to say that. I know it's a big tourist town and people love the beaches and they love all the things, but we want people to come here and hate showing up, all right? We want to make this an unbelievable environment. Me and my players and our staff will be out on campus, we'll be out in the community. We want to connect with you, all right? This is going to be a fun brand of basketball to watch, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So understand, like, the success that we have will be directly impacted by your support. So we're very excited for that. And then to alumni, donors, and then people that just want to be a part of our program, you're always welcome, okay? This is going to be a West Florida brand, and we're going to understand that it is going to take everybody. And when we climb the ladder and we cut down the nets, it's not just going to be the 15 guys we have on the roster and the coaches that we have. Is going to be a community, alumni, win, and championship for everybody. So really excited to be a part of that. People always ask, you know, what's the program going to look like? Like, how are you going to play and all that stuff? And it's, you know, you try to give the same answer every time, but you want to mix it up. So it's always good to come in here and talk about, you know, the area of Pensacola, the type of brand of basketball we're going to play is going to mirror that. Okay, it's going to be a team-oriented game. All right, we're never going to showcase one guy. It's going to be showcasing the team. We're always going to put our players out in front. All right, it's going to be a fun, fast-paced, aggressive style of basketball, very blue-collar, and that's how you build a brand and identity of basketball that can win at home and go into hostile environments and win on the road. So the brand that we're going to play, you're never going to leave the field house and be like, man, I thought those guys could have played a little harder. If anything, you're going to be like, hey, coach, they're playing a little too hard. Like, you guys practicing tomorrow? Like, yeah, we're probably going to practice a little bit tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and a brand of basketball I think not only our players going to have fun playing in, but the community as a whole is going to be an easy brand of basketball to cheer for. Lastly, and I saved this for last because Coach Amir once told me, always save your wife and your family for last so you don't go through the rest of the press conference with red eyes if you cry. But so I'm taking that advice to heart. First, you know, my father passed away 8 years ago. I wish he was here today, but just very appreciative of everything that he taught me. The people that have surrounded my life, it starts with him. And so obviously miss him dearly, but I know every day that the way I live my life and the type of the person I am, I get to live with the things that he taught me. So, you know, obviously miss him dearly, but just wanted to say thank you to him. To my mother, she had to run out with the other one, but I know she'll watch this later, so I better make sure I say something. No, but she's been a saint. My dad was sick for a long time, and she stuck by her family. She was extremely selfless. She changed her life to make sure that we had a great one, and I'm just very appreciative of her for that. To my wife's parents, John and Darlene, just thank you for raising an amazing wife. I couldn't be more thankful for where I get to be every day and come home to. So to my boys, Stone and Steel, I'm sorry everybody's gonna have to put up with them. They're probably messing something up right now, but just excited for them to be a part of the program. Excited for you guys to be a part of their lives and for them to be a part of yours. They're going to be around a lot, so just really excited for that. And then finally to my wife, Julia, I'm going to try to get through this, but I appreciate your selflessness. It's not easy being we all know, coaches in here, it's not easy being the spouse. You move, you build relationships and friends, and you move again, and you pick up and do it with a smile on your face. And I appreciate your selflessness and your willingness to support me in my dreams and my goals. And the way that you impact our young men and our program the same way that I hope to. And so I'm just very grateful for you and everything that you've meant to me, our boys, our family, and ultimately our program and our players. So thank you very much. I love you. And then finally, as we get into this transition, all right, 3 years ago, we were here practicing for the Sun Belt tournament, and I remember walking out of those doors, and I was like, man, this place is pretty cool. I've never been down here before. This is a pretty nice place. I remember looking to Dustin Kearns and being like, it'd be pretty cool to coach here. And I've only been here a short time, but it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And I just want to thank all of you for your support. Excited to lead this program, excited to hang a banner, excited to cut down nets, and excited to build the brand of basketball here at West Florida that'll be known not only in the region, but nationally. Thank you very much.
We'll take a few minutes open for questions. If you would just state your name and affiliation before asking a question, that would be great.
Dave Scott, Paul Chestnut, WPNN, Fox Sports Control Radio. What stood out? How many applications? What stood out?
We probably had close to 400. I mean, just anytime you do a coaching search, there's just a lot. I mean, I don't know how to put it. But I think what really stood out for us is, you know, we talked about building champions for life. We talked about making a difference in the young men's lives. And we believe Tanner is a guy that brings culture, which we're very protective of our culture. So we thought he would be a great fit for who we are.
Coach Smith, Justin Patrick, Fox Sports Pensacola. Welcome and congratulations on the gig. Your start off for your first year as a head coach, it's definitely unorthodox. You're taking over a program that's now making its first year into Division I. On top of that, college basketball is already as crazy as it is in NIL and the conference field. How are you going to try and take on those challenges to establish success here at the Division I level at University of West Florida?
Yeah, you got to take it head on, right? Like it feels like every 2 weeks there's some new rule or some new change or whatever, and you got to be fluid. You got to be able to adjust and adapt and change, but ultimately you also have to stay very steady with things you believe in, right? Your core values, the things that you're going to teach and preach. And if you put your players at the forefront of that, and you put the relationships that you have with them first, the rest of the stuff will fall into place. And so as we pour into our players and their development, their passion, like their dreams are going to become my dreams and our staff's dreams. And so as we kind of get into this, understanding that if we put them first, the rest of the stuff will filter through that.
Chris Bryan, News Radio 92.3 Sports Radio Pensacola 99.1. Recruiting is the backbone of any successful program. What is your philosophy in recruiting, and where will you find the next potential Argo players?
Absolutely. I think it first starts with our current players. I think that's really important. They're champions. Making sure I build relationships with these guys, and ultimately seeing if I'm a fit for them, if they're a fit for us, right? Like, they've done an unbelievable job this past season. It starts with them, so that's first and foremost. The second thing is you have to build a roster with character, right? And so it's not just about, hey, the most talented guy or which guy can we get. It's truly about, as we build a culture, bringing in the right type of people that love basketball, that love supporting other people, supporting people around campus, being in the community, and then ultimately, like, they want to be champions, right? Like, you walk into the lobby of the field house, if you don't like winning, that's a tough walk-in. You know what I mean? Like, you walk in there, if like winning's not really important to you, that can be a little daunting. So understand, like, we want guys that walk into that and like they stick their chests out. They understand, like, this is a place where we can win, that we will win, and again, a chance that you can be first. But locally, nationally, we want to build this brand. And so I would say recruiting and scheduling are two most important things in a program. So the other is scheduling and making sure that we're out there, we're putting the logo out there, building the brand.
Doing my homework and doing some background checking on you, see you're a defensive specialist for basketball. How's that going to translate to the Argos?
Oh, we're definitely going to play some defense. And that'll be fun. I don't know, that might scare some, I don't know if Yeah, all right. But, it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun brand of basketball. Our goal is to lead the league in turnovers force, win the rebound and margin every night. We believe if we defend, we rebound, we get more shots than the other team, that we'll win a lot of games, right? So how many more possessions can we create for ourselves and limit possessions for others? And then we're going to play to our guys' strengths offensively, right? Like, I'm not a guy that's going to try to fit a square peg into a round hole, right? We're going to evaluate the guys that we get, make sure that we put them in the best chance to be successful, spotlight their talents, develop some of their weaknesses, and make them better and better and better as the year goes on. And the player that they are at the beginning of the year is not going to be the player they are at the end. We're going to develop them as the year goes on.
Any priorities in terms of geography, in other words, local players, regional players? Do you have numbers associated with that? Maybe Dave has that in mind as well.
Yeah, I don't know if there's numbers associated with it. I think the biggest thing is you always want to try to recruit locally, right? Because if you can recruit locally, people know the city, people know the town, people know the brand, people know the university. You have to start there, right? Like we talked about earlier, you're just a couple hours away from a lot of different states. And so being able to kind of reach your footprint out and do that is important. But also being able to find guys that might be out of the area that again want to move to a great place and live on the beach and things like that is obviously super attractive. But like we talked about earlier, we don't want everybody coming out here having a great time, just our players and things like that.
Aria Circa, WAR News, Channel 3. Did the university's move to Division I impact your decision to come here?
So 3 years ago when I walked out of those doors, it was still Division II, and I had no idea that it was going to Division I. And so when I made that comment to Coach Kearns, I really believed it was just a great place to be. And that was before I got to know anybody, right? So just the optics of things. And then as this came about, I still didn't really understand when the Division I, and so as we got into some of the weeds of that, understand that, yeah, we are going to Division I, and it's happening before we even hired a head basketball coach was really attractive. So yes, I would say it made it even better, but it wasn't the thing that attracted me really to the job in the first place.
And then coming from a Division I, can you relate to local fans how that differs from D2?
I think the biggest thing is, as we talk about just the change, is just you get different teams, right? So all of a sudden we're going to get Florida Gulf Coast in here, Jacksonville, North Florida, and Stetson. So teams in the area, you get teams like Queens that just won the league, and they made their transition from Division II to Division I. They won the league and went to the NCAA tournament, right? Like, so there's been success in the ASUN with those type of teams, but you get new people. Obviously, some different things can change. Conference realignment, who knows, right? But it's a very exciting time to be here. But being in a Division I program for so long, ultimately basketball is basketball, and I think that's what's really cool is you see guys moving kind of all around college basketball with the transfer portal. At the end of the day, basketball is basketball. It's played on 94 feet, and hoops are 10, and you just figure it out. So there'll be a little bit of a transition, but ultimately, like we talked about, if we put our players first in their development and their passions, I think people will be really surprised at how quickly this thing can get in the direction that we all want it to get to.
Do you anticipate any NIL things happening as we move to Division I?
Yeah, I think that's something that we're discussing, kind of as we go into this process, because there's a lot of things you got to, boxes you got to check, and so that's definitely a box that we're trying to check and work on and go through.
So Justin and then Paul. Sure.
So with the transition to Division I, you're going to be under a 3-year probationary period where you are not going to be eligible to compete for NCAA tournament play. How much of a challenge is that going to be for trying to bring players in here who probably might only have 2 or 3 years remaining on their eligibility to come play competitive basketball here, knowing that they might not ever get a chance to play for an NCAA tournament?
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I think the hardest thing to get as a player is momentum, right? Like, you see a lot of guys have a great year one spot, not a great year another spot, okay year the next. Momentum is big as a player. And so we want to build momentum with players. And we want to make sure that the year that they have, as they build momentum into their career, is a jump, right? So as we kind of develop guys and get them here, we want them to have great seasons. Now, what's really cool about the ASUN is they let you play in the ASUN tournament, right? So we talked about this yesterday. Like, we can win an ASUN championship in the tournament And to be honest, we'll probably be the most talked about team in the country because we'll be the team that won the championship. We're going to go to the tournament. And all of a sudden, the momentum these guys have built as players, with everybody talking about them, everybody talking about the university, is going to be something really cool because we'll be the only team that's going through that. And so all of a sudden, it's not, yeah, we're not playing the tournament, but the momentum and the buzz that we're bringing to this program is going to be something we can ride for years to come.
Paul.
Coach, when you hear, I got two questions. One is, when you hear the word transfer portal, is that a friendly word for you? Because you can give and take, you know, with it. And two, when you were at App State for the Sun Belt Conference, did you happen to make a visit here? Were you on campus before?
So, first question, transfer portal. Let's just say, like, I'm not going to get a tattoo of transfer portal on me. It's not my favorite thing in the world. But I do think that there are things about it that allow players to find the right fit, right? Like, when you really look at Michigan that won the national championship, right? They had guys that maybe didn't have great years at their previous institution, but they were able to find the right fit. And ultimately, I was a player, and finding fit was the only reason I was able to have a successful career. And for these guys and other college players, if it's truly about finding the right fit, I don't shy away from the transfer portal. If it's about other things, if it's the first question is like, hey, how much money can I get? That's when I cringe. Because ultimately, if guys really want to play for an extended period of time, right? They want to play into their 30s one day. I know some of these guys 30 feels like a million years away, but I can't believe it. I'm right in the thick of it. But if they really want to play for an extended period of time, then it has to be about fit. We talk about momentum as players and fit. That's why this place is so special, because when you walk into the building, the fit is about people, the people that are around you, the people that are going to invest in you every day. And again, just in my short amount of time, like, I have felt the fit, and I have felt people, pouring into me. So understanding, like, if that's the most important thing, I don't shy away from the transfer portal at all. And then the second thing, like I said, so the Sun Belt Conference, they like set up practices like at Pensacola State here, because you can't always practice in the gym. So we were here that 3 years ago practicing here, which was like I said, it was really cool. And to see it now, I'm not sure I have another word besides really cool. I had a marketing degree.
For all three of you, if you could speak on it. With the transition, men's basketball could be the most profitable and make the biggest splash due to March 9th. So when you make that transition to get to an NCAA tournament, what can that do for this university, the program, and then also for you, just the athletic director as well? Like, what can that do for this program as a whole?
Well, I'll go first and we can go down the line, but remember this day. UWF is moving to Division I. It's part of President Diaz's vision for our institution to grow and become a larger national presence. And I think that's a great thing. I think one day we're going to be sitting here, and just like Queens made the tournament this year, it's going to be UWF. And I think Coach Smith's the guy that's going to take us there. I'm excited. Remember this day. It's last week we went to Division I, and this week we hired Coach Smith.
Yeah, I think it just all goes down. We talk about alignment, right? Like, when the president understands the value of what you just said, right? Like, there's a huge value in making NCAA tournament, winning some games in the tournament, being the buzz, people filling out their brackets with your name on it. Like, there is huge. You can't put a dollar amount on that type of marketing. And so to have a president that understands that, and an athletic director that believes in the vision of what we're trying to do here, it is really special, because that's the stuff that can make a university take off. And it's clicks on your website, it's people wanting to set up tours, it's people applying to your university, and all of a sudden that's bringing just more attention, more monetary value to the university. So it's an exciting thing to be a part of, because the day's point, it's gonna happen fast.
And I think I've said it, this is an institutional move as much as it is an athletic move, and today's press conference highlights that. You're right, basketball gives you the opportunity to have that recognition, that profile nationally. If you look at what's happened in Florida, if you look at Florida Atlantic, made a Final Four run, Their admissions applications went up over 30%. FTCU, Dunk City, 2013, same thing. You look at what happened with High Point, which is not in Florida, but they had 19,000 new tour requests at the institution as a result of, going to the second round of the tournament. I think visibility, I think the attraction for students to make this a first choice institution, this is all part of the larger global plan. And basketball does give you a quick avenue to get there, right? And so it's just as much about that as it is building champions for life and developing these young men and winning games and creating an atmosphere here on campus that provides the opportunity for the community, for alumni. We got to give people an excuse to come onto this campus to see all the other wonderful things that are going on. This is part of it. This is going to light up this field house. It's going to give us that opportunity, but it's also going to allow us to have reach across the state, which is a big state, but into the entire southeast region and the country. So this is a moment for the university as a whole, not just athletics.
A little bit more about how Coach Smith got here. You said less than a week ago you were doing a nationwide search. Was he part of that nationwide search, and kind of how did that process go, trying to find someone?
Yeah, it's amazing when you go through a coaching search. You end up having a lot of friends you didn't know. Even your high school teammates call you up and say, I got a couple guys for you. And it's amazing how many people can get your cell phone number. But everybody has a guy, everybody has a friend. And when we're going through that process, and Coach Smith was a part of that, you depend on some of your peers, you can do a little research, and you go through a candidate pool and you get down to who you feel comfortable with. Coach Smith is the guy that we felt comfortable with to lead our program into the future, and we think he's the guy that's going to make an impact on our young men in the program. And he fits the culture, again, that we have at the University of West Florida, and the coaches that we have in many sports that are very successful. And we truly believe in building champions for life. We want somebody to come in and mentor, and sure, we want to win, we want to graduate our players, but we want them to be great community members and to be successful, so that as their alumni, we take a lot of pride in what we put out there as a product.
Yeah, like Dave said, if you want to have people call you that you haven't spoken to in 10 years. I mean, the number of calls I got from Miami in reference to this, all of a sudden you're Division I, you got a basketball opening, the number of calls I got from people, this is the right guy, I got a guy for you. I mean, it is incredible what happens. And that's just a testament to the momentum and how this move to Division I is going to affect the institution, because there are people talking about, use Miami as an example, people talking about the University of West Florida. When I first got here, I would talk to people back in Miami and they didn't even know where it was, right? And now you're having these conversations where people are calling you, people are paying attention, right? And this is an opportunity for us to accelerate and leverage that. And I think Coach Smith is the perfect guy for that job.
Joseph Fitzgerald, Pensacola News Journal. Coach Smith, you mentioned, that you kind of worked your way up the coaching ladder. Just what made this the time for you to say, like, I'm ready to, lead my own program?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I'd say probably, right when you get into coaching, you're like, hey, I'm ready to be head coach. I know what I'm doing. And then you start working for other people and you start gathering information, right? Like, I've been an ops guy, I've been an assistant, I've been an associate head coach, I've worked for great coaches, I've been a part of success, and I've been a part of rebuilds. And I think that's what's been cool too, is I've not just been a part of kind of one program and done one thing one way, and now I'm stepping into something where it can be completely different. I have had to be fluid, and I've had to make sure that the moves that I've made are working for good people and making sure that, again, like, I'm given more responsibility every time. And that's something that every head coach I've ever worked for, that's been the first thing I've said, even when I was an ops guy, like, hey, I want to be a head coach one day, just so you know. And so there's been a lot of times I've been giving things maybe outside of my, job responsibility, because, like, hey, you say you want to be a head coach, like, I need you to do this. And so there's some things that luckily I've worked for unbelievable head coaches. And then, again, as you step into an opportunity, you've got to make sure it fits you. And when we came down here, my wife and I told this story a little earlier. After our first meeting with kind of everybody in the athletic department, I remember sitting in the car and Julia was just like, is it like this everywhere? And I was like, it is not like this everywhere. And so she, you know, she's been a great sounding board for me as far as fit. And we talk about fit and the ability to impact young men and make sure that we're doing right by them. But the exciting thing for me has been the people and a chance to be the first to do something. And I'm really excited, you know, to get to work and build a program here that can, you know, hang banners and win championships.
So the slogan, building champions for life, and that doesn't just apply to players, it's for the coaches too. A lot of coaches here have been here for 10, 20 years. You've got to meet Coach Nolan, I'm sure you've got to meet Coach Stephanie Young as well. So what's the welcoming party been like for you, and then what's your long-term vision goal for being here at the University of West Florida?
Yeah, the welcoming party, I'm not sure this is going to be the right word, but like overwhelmed would probably be the right thing. And not like in a bad way, right? Like there has been just an outpouring of support for us that I don't think we were quite prepared for. And like even yesterday when we walked in, and again, my oldest, I say oldest, he's 2.5, and he's, running around the gym and doing everything he wants to, and like other people here are just like taking care of him. And it's not like a problem, it's just part of it. And it's just been really nice to see that is, to your point, it is across the athletic department. There's been people in athletic administration like David have been here, like you said, 20 plus years, but there's also coaches. I think that speaks volumes to the quality of life here and how people are treated. And that has to trickle down to our players, right? Like, it isn't just a flash in the pan. It's something that we can really build off of, and the relationships and the care. And I hope to be here for a long time and build this thing into something that people look back on one day and say, hey, this is where it started. This is where it is now. And look at all the steps that it took to get here. But now it's one of the most prestigious jobs in the region.
And the last thing, City of Pensacola, very supportive community. Like I said, you have a lot of coaches that have stayed here for a long time. You've been to Pensacola, you've got to see the beaches. So what's your first impressions of the community, and what are you looking forward to the most about being now a resident here in Pensacola?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of sunscreen. That's probably the biggest thing, especially for my kids. Yeah. I'm a little concerned about that. But no, we're just, like you said, we've, mostly, my wife's probably been around the city a little bit more than I have, because as a coach, you go from the hotel to the gym, the hotel to the gym. She's come down multiple times to our tournament, she's been around, but just the different pockets of Pensacola, I think, is what's really special, right? You've got where the university is, you got the beaches, you got downtown, you got the outskirts and the suburbs, and so being able to connect all those things, right, and making West Florida a place where people want to be on a Thursday night conference game, because man, this is an event, and it's a place where you can feel a part of something, and it's guys you can cheer for. It's a style of brand of basketball that people can relate with, and when they leave here, they feel like they directly impacted winning and losing as a fan, and we want to create that environment. And sometimes they talk about chicken or the egg. Hey, you need fans to win, you need to win to have fans. I just think it works together. It just works together. And it's our job to get people in the building. It's our job, like I said, to play a brand of basketball with the type of people that our fans can cheer for. But when they leave the gym, they need to feel like they directly impacted the outcome of the team. And if we do that, this is going to be a nightmare for people to play at.
Any more questions? All right, let's bring Dave back up here. After Dave closes us out, we're going to move these chairs and we'll do a photo op for anyone interested in that.
We can do this.
We'll do that after. So, yeah, we can do that right after.
Okay. All right, well, I just want to thank everybody for being here today. A very important moment for us here at the University of West Florida. I want to thank President Diaz for his faith and support in our coaches, our student athletes, and our programs, to use us like you should to help promote the institution. We have a great academic institution with a lot of great programs. UWF is a special place, right? I want to recognize our men's basketball team and student athletes again for a great season. And we hope you're going to come out and show up and support them as they go into their next year, and Coach Smith as he starts a new era here at the University of West Florida. Remember this day, Last week was important. This is another important. President Diaz has things planned for the next 2 or 3 weeks that will keep kicking off here at the University of West Florida. And this is an exciting time, and we're glad you're here. Thank you again.